number 12 is the LEGO Star Wars Wookiee Attack, set number 7258. It comes with two droids, two different Wookiees, a small Wookiee shuttle type of thing, a droid tank, which is extremely incorrectly colored, and a small little spider droid. My opinion, and the reason I rank this so low, is it has a good minifigure selection, but obviously it's old and the colors are really kind of incorrect, and it just kind of bugs me with that. Also, I feel like the actual Wookiee ship is really lacking. I mean, it looks like it's put together with maybe 10 total pieces. So it's not a bad set. It's just it's old, and at the time there was not much they could do better. So, just comparing to the other Kashyyyk sets, it definitely ranks number 12. So coming in at number 11 is set 75035 Kashyyyk Troopers. Now this set is just a really good battle pack, I will say. I mean, the minifigures are really good. You get two Phase 2 Kashyyyk clones and two Phase 2 Scout Kashyyyk clones. I'm not quite sure what to call that. Right now it's retailing, or right now its price is around 144, but obviously retail for average battle pack price. But the main reason I actually ranked this so low, and I will say it is pretty low, and it's first off because all the Kashyyyk sets are really, really good, but also because this specific set, the Swamp Speeder, is just, in my opinion, horrible. I had this set as a child. I had that Swamp Speeder, so I know the Swamp Speeder. It's not much of a build. I mean, it can hold one, two guys. It's ugly looking, not something that could ever be displayable. So that's why it's coming at number 11. It's just all the other sets are just so much better than it. Next up is LEGO Star Wars 75042 Droid Gunship. The reason this one's ranked low is its coloration, and if you flip it over to the bottom, it's just all these horrible, ugly looking tiles. Really doesn't look that good. And then also the minifigure selection, which is just not as good as the other ones. I mean, you get a normal droid, not a Kashyyyk droid, a normal droid. You get a Kashyyyk clone. You get just a random, I don't know if it's Chewbacca, I think it's just a random Wookiee, and then you get a super battle droid. So it's low, but the other sets just don't compare to it. They're better. So number 9 is the Lego Star Wars Scout Walker 75261. This is the anniversary edition because the other one's not really Kashyyyk in my opinion, just the background of the boxes. So the reason I rank this low is just because the mini, just it's an okay set. The barrier kind of looks like crap. Why? I mean, I get it's a 20th anniversary set, but you didn't have to include Darth Vader in it. Like what? Then you get the random Kashyyyk Scout and the Wookiee Warrior, who's all right, and then the droid. And by the way, at this time they had access to Kashyyyk droids. It's just a normal droid, and I was like, come on, dude. If you're gonna do it, just include normal droid. And then the build itself looks all right, aside from the stud shooter, and then this like there's some Technic pieces showing, like blue. It's a little bit distracting, but overall, not a bad set, but doesn't compare. Alright, so coming at number 8 is the LEGO Star Wars Wookiee Catamaran, or Set 7260. Now, kind of starting at this part is when it started to get really hard for me to actually, rank, because these sets just are so good. So this one comes with two different Jedi, and they're both really good. I actually can't remember the name of the one lady. And then Yoda, and then it comes with a Wookiee Chieftain, a normal Wookiee Warrior, and then two fairly nice looking Kashyyyk clones. But overall, the set's not horrible. It has a really, I mean, the Swamp Speeder looks so much better than the Battle Pack version, especially for it being an earlier edition. But the actual Wookiee Catamaran just kind of looks like, it's just not, it's not that great. It's all right. It's not bad, but it's just not as good as the other ones, you know? So for this one was kind of hardest for me. I feel like I should have ranked it lower, but at the same time, I really don't know. So this is the ATAP Walker number 7671. So it only comes with two minifigures, and it kind of looks but I mean, for the time, it was a good looking set, but now it's kind of, ooh. It for some reason it has two Coruscant Guard or two Shock Troopers, which kind of bug me. I'm like, that's not right. And I kind of debated putting this in Kashyyyk, but I did. So yeah, this one was really hard, and I definitely feel like I should have ranked it lower, but at the same time, I don't know. So tell me your opinion down in the comments. Alright, so at number 6, I'm putting the Homing Spider Droid 7142. Now, to be honest, compared to its counterpart in the older version of it, it just doesn't look as good with that big, bulky minigun at the bottom. But the minifigure selection is not bad, I will say. I mean, you get a Yoda, two droids, which still aren't Kashyyyk droids, a small little spider droid, and just a normal Phase 2 Kashyyyk clone. My one problem with this is obviously just the build of the actual homing spider droid looks the exact same as the other one, aside from a much worse looking bottom. And just I really want Kashyyyk droids in it. Come on, Lego. We know you can print on droids, so do it. But otherwise, it's not a bad set. So. Alright, so here is the counterpart to the first droid gunship. This is the 75233 droid gunship. Already, this one's just 1,000 times better. The coloring's darker, better stickers. The bottom's not as bad. It's still pretty bad. Not as bad, though. It has more missiles, more weaponry. The figure selection, we have our first, finally, two actual Kashyyyk droids. They look amazing. Then we have kind of like a chieftain Wookiee, which also just looks amazing. And then we have Yoda. So, I mean, it's a step up in every way possible, and I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful version of the droid gunship. Alright, so here at number 4, we have the LEGO Star Wars 75043 ATAP. The reason this one ranks a little lower than the next one is just because of the minifigures. We get to normal droids, and then a super battle droid along with a Kashyyyk clone, and another one of these chieftain Wookiees. I feel like they should have taken out the super battle droid and put in another Kashyyyk clone, because then there's actually no one to actually drive the ATAP in this one. So, not a great inclusion, but nonetheless a good set. Alright, so finally rounding off our ATAPs. At number 3, we have the ATAP Walker, or set 752334. This ATAP is just wonderful. You get two different clones. You have a scout one, and then like the gunner or normal phase 2. That actually might be Commander Green now that I look at it. Yeah, I think it is. Whoops. But let's ignore that. And then you get two Kashyyyk battle droids with Kashyyyk prints on them. So they actually look like the battle droids that were on Kashyyyk, which is pretty good. But then you just get a normal warrior instead of like the chieftain guy. So it's a little bit of a downgrade there, but overall, wonderful way to round off our ATAPs. Alright, so obviously now I have to save the best for last. So coming in here at number 2 is Clone Turbo Tank 75151. Now I feel like this one is the newer version that came out with the Kylo Ren on it. Not quite sure exactly when, but I feel like it's just lacking some things, and it's a lot smaller than the 7261, which is why it ranks a little bit lower. I feel the Jedi in this are amazing. You get, I think it's Luminara, I think is her name, and then some other dude. Sorry for getting all these wrong. I feel really bad, but no Kashyyyk droids, but overall it's not a bad set. Right, so before we actually go on to number 1, the best Kashyyyk set, in my personal opinion, I'd just like to apologize for the really shitty editing this video. My editor, he's on vacation, and I really felt like I should release a video, so I've tried to edit myself, and it's not that good. But I hope you've enjoyed the jazz music. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Alright, so finally, as in the number 1 spot, the best Kashyyyk related set on the market ever, in my personal opinion, is set 7261, the Clone Turbo Tank. This set is amazing. I mean, there's so much stuff you get. You get a big white turret, you get a big gray turbo tank, and you get a beautiful speeder build. You get what, 5 clones, one of which who has a jetpack, another I think he's like a sergeant or a commander, and you get kind of like a green scout trooper kind of guy. You get 2 droids who don't have Kashyyyk printing, but they weren't capable of printing on droids that well anyways at this time, so it really doesn't matter. And then you get light up Mace Windu, which is a very cherished figure. In addition, if you the actual build is just it's so good, especially for the time period. I mean, it's big. The interior is wonderful, especially that thing at the top. The like the scout area is so much better than the newer one, because the newer one kind of just is like a twig that you can push up and down. Otherwise, I mean, this set. Oh, and also as another side build, you get like a minigun for the droid, but this build is just amazing, and I can't stress enough why this is the #1 build, and I feel like I shouldn't have to even explain myself. #1 set, sorry, not build. But I feel like I shouldn't even have to explain myself. I mean, this is beautiful set, and I feel like, I mean, it's something I really want to buy.